It's movie day. I'm Ray Love Jr.
And I'm Tre'vell Anderson.
And we are Seated, the blackest show about movies.
Yes. Welcome back to another episode. If you are new to the congregation, please pull up a seat. You are really safe here. We do not bite, okay? I promise. And if you've been here before, that means you really like what we do, okay? So show it. Tell us, okay? By liking, commenting, and subscribing, okay, to the channel, all right? Mm-hmm. On the docket for today's conversation, we will be getting into, I think now, our second animated movie on the show, and that is GOAT. Produced by what's that man named? Curry? Steph Curry. Steph Curry. Yes. He's produced it. It stars Caleb McLaughlin. As that's the Stranger Things boy.
Yes, the black one.
Yes. Well, yes. Okay. Gabrielle Union is another one of the voices, as well as Aaron Pierre.
That's Mufasa.
Cut it out.
Aaron Pierre.
We're over
Mufasa.
that. That's so 2025, Ray.
Never gets
It's so
old.
2025. No. Oh my God.
That's his calling card now. But before we go there, let's kick things off with Fresh Out. And this is the segment where we give our unfiltered reactions to what we've been watching this week. Now, Tre'vell, a little birdie told me that you got to tap into a screening that seems to have landed on you in an interesting way. And that's for the movie The Perfect Neighbor. So tell me about that.
Yes. Okay. So The Perfect Neighbor, it's a Netflix movie. So you can it's a documentary. You can go watch it right now on Netflix. But I had the opportunity a couple weeks ago now actually to screen it at the Vidiots Theater here
I love Vidiots,
in LA.
Eagle Rock.
In the Eagle Rock area. And there was a Q&A afterwards with, the filmmakers behind it. The documentary is about community and how it is ruptured as the result of racism. It's based in Florida, where the Stand Your Ground situation is real huge. I believe it's Florida.
Yes. My home state.
it basically is a documentary. The documentary opens with the death of a black woman in a community who's been shot by an older, nagging, traditional Karen type in a community. And the film retraces what happens leading up to the killing and what has happened to that community and that woman's children and family since the killing. And it is all told through body camera footage.
Damn, that
It
sounds
is
visceral.
riveting. And it is so good. It's, picking up all of these awards, various different places. And so it was, I believe it got Best Documentary at the Independent Spirit Awards, which just happened. It also was recognized as Best Documentary at the African American Film Critics Association Awards, which happened earlier this month. And so it's in the conversation, and I believe it's nominated. I believe it got a nomination for the Oscar for Best Doc as well. And so it is, if you could see it in a theater, if you're in one of those big cities and they're doing it in theaters, check it out. But it also is super dynamic and engaging if streamed as well. But this is really a long way to, because you haven't seen it, right? Before I segue.
I have.
Yeah,
I
have.
It was a Sundance film, yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Thoughts, feelings. What do you remember about the experience?
The closest feeling I had to seeing another movie like that was the first time I watched Fruitvale Station. It was unsettling and visceral in that way, where I was like, I never need to see this again. As a black person who lives this experience of feeling police and living in a police state, I was like, I get it.
Yes.
It's something that people definitely need to see who are not familiar with that type of story, but it definitely left me like, it just affirmed a part of my energy that I'm just like, I get it. Like, I don't.
Yeah,
don't
I think everybody needs to see it once, including us. And yes, it could possibly be, triggering. It definitely is very intense, purposely so, because it's a documentary made out of body camera footage, and so you to make it an entertaining film, all of that is there, but it's quite an impactful story that I think can be galvanizing for folks in their local communities.
And to your point about it being body camera footage, like I remember seeing Fruitvale Station and that period of time being the thing that started the conversation on body cameras, because we were coming out of the Trayvon Martin era, and so like now seeing the other side of it, where it's like, oh, we thought these body cameras would be a thing that helped stop these types of killings and violence. Turning out now it's just another tool to see more of it, and it's just like it's unsettling.
I think that's an interesting take on it for sure, and not a wrong take. And also, witnessing has always been a very useful and necessary tool in the fight for liberation. And witnessing can be difficult and traumatic and exhausting and all of those things, and still, have a utility beyond it. But you're absolutely right. Gird your loins, okay? Yeah. When you watch it. But really, this was supposed to be a way for me to segue into talking a little bit about the Independent Spirit Awards, which I had the opportunity to attend. Was that last week? I think that was last week. And it was happened here at the Palladium.
She be so busy she can't keep up with where she went when.
And you know what? You not even wrong. I'm not even gonna lie. You not even wrong. I don't know if I'm coming or going.
We love to see you.
But I was there. It's always a really fun and light award show because it is independent films, but it can sometimes give some possible forecasting toward some of the other awards bodies and nominations that are that we now know and will various bodies will be voting on, and so it was hosted by Ego Wodim. I believe is how you say the beloved's name. She was fine. Yeah, she was fine.
No, it's Ego.
It's Ego.
You're right. Yeah.
Yeah. But she was fine as a host. One thought I had was she's making a couple black jokes that I don't know if there's enough black people in here, for it to... because listen, it was like 7 of us, okay? It was me, Dwayne Perkins, Keke Palmer, and the director of One of Them Days. You know what I mean? Like,
I be having two feelings
Effie Brown,
about that.
Effie T. Brown. She's always there.
Okay,
Love her.
Effie. But I always have two minds of that. Like when we're like, I'm like, yes, I want us to show up in our full blackness in a space that may not be our space and like show that off. But also, if I hear the wrong people laughing at a joke they ain't supposed to laugh at, I'm going to be looking at you crazy. Like, why do you think this is funny? Because this is not a joke for you. This is for me and the other 4 or 5 of us in the room.
Yeah, I just, I just try to get a beloved my energy. But, it was an interesting show just in terms of like the films that were recognized. So Train Dreams won the best feature, best director for Clint Bentley, and best cinematography.
They swept. Okay.
Yes, it did. It did fairly well. And then on the acting side, Rose Byrne won for If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You.
Did you see that one?
I did see that one.
That was the one film from the season that I wanted to see so badly, but did not get to catch in theaters. And I'm shamefully going to probably have to watch it at home because they say A$AP Rocky also had a good performance in that too.
Yes, it is on the HBO Max, I believe. Yeah. And yes,
I drag my foot down the streaming, I guess.
A$AP is I don't know how you felt about A$AP Rocky in the Spike Lee movie, Highest to Lowest.
He was the highlight for me. Yeah.
He was the highlight. Okay, interesting. Yeah. I didn't like it or him, but he is a lot better, and I see what everyone else saw. In If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. It's a really interesting character. And then on the supporting performance, it went to Naomi Ackie for Sorry Baby, the movie you hate.
I love Sorry Baby. What are you talking about? That's my movie. But also, did we talk about this on air? But I recall bringing up the argument that Naomi Ackie should be getting more recognition because she's been out here working. We talked about it with Mickey 17 because she did that as well last year that got underplayed. But yeah, I'm glad to see her getting her things. And I thought she was the best part of Sorry Baby, to be honest, for my experience.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, sure. She was fine. Yeah, I mean, I'm not. I don't. I try not to don't talk to black ladies when they get their recognition, because my business. So yeah, I just wanted to do a little quick highlight. Little highlight reel on the Independent Spirit Awards. You can watch the show on the YouTube if you are interested in recapping anything.
Didn't Sorry Baby also win another award? I think for Ava Victor for screenplay.
Ava Victor won, I think it's Best First Screenplay. Either Best Screenplay or Best First Screenplay, one of those.
I think she got Best Feature because Best First Screenplay, I think, went to Lurker, another one of our faves.
I do like Lurker.
I love Lurker. Yeah, she got Best Screenplay.
Yeah, okay, Best Screenplay. So yeah, their film did very well in nominations. They were really, I think, one of the most nominated films of the year, and took home 2.
And I love to see that Lurker won Best First Feature and First Screenplay because that was a really good, I think, underseen movie last year.
Absolutely. So, I could agree with that. Okay, that will take us into our first break. And when we come back, we will be diving into GOAT. Back.
All right, so join the Seated Movie Club over at seatedshow.com/join and email us at holla@seatedshow.com, and we're going to take a jump and we will see y'all back shortly. What if you were the smallest one in the room but had the biggest dreams is a hypothetical that has launched 1,000 underdog stories. But what if that room was full of literal apex predators? Could you hold your own or would you get eaten alive on the court? In the new animated sports comedy GOAT, that's exactly what a scrappy young rookie voiced by Caleb McLaughlin is about to find out. Caleb voices Will Harris, a literal little goat with big aspirations of playing Roarball, a high-intensity, full-contact sport usually dominated by the fiercest animals in the kingdom. Against all odds, Will secures a spot on a pro team, putting him face-to-face with his idol, Jet Fillmore. Voiced by Gabrielle Union, Jet is a fierce Black Panther and the undisputed reigning queen of the court.
You're signing a goat? Hey! I'm just gonna eat him. He's fine.
Directed by Tyree Dillahay, co-directed by Adam Rosette, and produced by real-life basketball legend Steph Curry, the movie is serving gorgeous animation from the studio behind the Spider-Verse films. GOAT is in theaters now. All right, Tre'vell, let's start with you. What are 3 words to describe your feelings about GOAT?
3 words for GOAT. Meh.
I need 2 more words.
And cute. And weird. Those would be my 3 words. Each connected to a different slice of the movie for me.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel that. Yeah.
Okay, what was going on there?
I was slowly calculating the words that I wanted to use because I'm like, wait, what? There was like I was making fun of you last week for using more than 3 words, and I was like, wait, what I was about to say is actually more than 3 words.
You was also making me fun of last week because I didn't know roller coaster was 2 words, was 1 word instead of 2 words. But that's why people need. I don't mind. I don't mind. That's why I'm a writer. I'm not an editor. Okay, there is a difference. Okay? Shout out to the copy editors out there. Anyway, what are your 3 words?
My 3 words are that was cute. Because it was cute. That's all it really was. It really wasn't.
Okay.
Were you trying to count my words? So you trying to calculate over there?
Yeah, well, I just want to say okay.
But yeah, it was cute. It was a cute movie. Like it's one of those that doesn't really warrant many words. It's an animated film, for Pete's sake. But before we get into our thoughts on the movie, of course, we have to give the director some. So let's get into the actual duo of directors for this film.
It's a co-direction. Okay.
Yeah, so it's Tyree Dillahay and Adam Rosette. I believe I'm saying that right. Dillahay? Yes, Adam Rosette and Dillahay. So both Tyree and Adam made their theatrical directorial debut with this film. Tyree, of course, is a brother.
Don't say of course like that.
I mean, I don't know no white people named Tyree, do you?
Just because you don't know them don't mean they don't exist.
Well, if we know any white Tyrees or if you are a white Tyree listening, please email us at holla@cdashow.com to dispel this idea.
You said dispel the myth. Show yourself. Visibility matters.
Anywho, Tyree has previously directed animated series like Bob's Burgers and 2024's Good Times. Remember when they brought that back into the... for whatever reason. But
I do.
Yes, that was a thing. And Adam, on the flip side, he worked as story artist on the 2024 movie The Wild Robot, which starred Lupita Nyong'o and Pedro Pascal. Did you see that movie?
I did not see that one, no.
That was actually a really good animated film that year. It was really good. Like the animation
was nominated, wasn't it? Oscar nominated?
I believe it was nominated, but that was a tough year that year. There was something else that was like a shoe-in, but I remember really being affected by that film. It was one of those like emotional, think like Wall-E type of vibes leaving it. But yeah. Okay. So those are the directors. I would definitely be interested to see what more Tyree has to offer as like a black director in the animated space. We don't have many of those getting like these big budgets to do these projects. So I was impressed by the idea of things, I'll say. So
yeah. No, I mean, I don't think I've seen either one of the movies that their biggest or most recent credits for. I feel like animation's always hard to me to kind of analyze from a direction standpoint, because I feel because what's happening with the style of animation to me should inform what happens with the performances. But sometimes in animation, you don't have the actual animation done at the time that you are recording the character. You know, in this movie, Jenifer Lewis as, you know, the hog, for example. And so I'm interested to see more, because, you know, I like a little animation every now and again, you know?
Me too. I like to tap into that, the kid in me, if you will, since I ain't got no kids running around here.
Well, listen, if you want something so bad, I'm sure you could go find you one.
And don't. Did I say that?
Okay.
Anyway, if you had to say, since we're here already, tell me who you would say the movie GOAT is for.
Who is the movie for? I mean, it's a kids movie. This is a movie for the kids. This isn't like a movie that's also for adults, you know, like Zootopia was. I feel like Zootopia was a movie for kids that is also for adults, or maybe even a movie for adults that is also for kids. This one feels like a movie for kids. It's a very the kind of message at the core, and hometown pride, and big things come in small packages, and everybody's got it doesn't matter who you are, your dreams can come true too, that kind of motif, if you will, is the core of this film, and that feels very, and the way they render it feels very like this is for the babies.
Yeah. It's definitely that. And also, I think this also goes into a bit of my criticism about the film. I think it's for people who are really into like the glorification and hype of basketball, the sport itself. Like, they have their personal goats, and like they're really into just like the legacy of their teams or players. There are a lot of references and like a lot of reverence for the sport that I feel like was missing me, just because I'm not in that world for real, or I just don't hold those athletes or the sport in that high regard. Like, for instance, Will, the main character, like his whole thing was that he loved Gabrielle Union's character's player so much and wanted to play on her team. And when he finally got there, there's supposed to be like this connection of like, oh my God, I regard them so much. And like, look at the shoes I got and all this. And I was like, I see what's happening, but like, I've never had that feeling. So it's hard for me to care about this person who's idolizing an athlete, because I never idolized an athlete for real like that. So like, that's kind of what I'm getting at with that point.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I interrupted. You can continue. I was just, because neither have I. But the concept is something that feels rather common in cultural kind of conversations around people in their relationships to sports, right? This is very what's the one Like Mike? Is that the one with is that the name
Bow
of the
Wow.
movie? Yeah, with Bow Wow, that franchise. So it reminds me of that same kind of a setup. Or Angels in the Outfield.
Yeah. Another one that comes to mind is the one, was that Denzel Washington in this one that I'm thinking of? The football movie. Remember the Titans?
Remember the Titans, I think is a fair one to slide up.
Movie about teamwork and coming together to defeat something or win something. Yeah. It had those undertones, but like, as someone who's I'm not motivated by competition in that way, so I think that's a part that wasn't really activating me.
Okay.
Because it was very much so like, we're going for the goal. We ain't never won a championship before, and like, this would just make the character motivations were very much so centered around that thing, and they like used human experiences to like make it emotional. So like the tie-in with his mom, and like the tie-in with Gabrielle Union's character not feel like she has community around her and feel like she has to climb for this thing. Like, I was like, those are things I attach more so to than like the sports side of things, because of how I kind of come to the film.
Okay. Okay, sure.
I feel like you are not picking up what I'm putting down.
I think that the to me, though the movie is about, in the prevailing storytelling device, is this narrative around the sport. I feel like the what you just described as like more human elements, I would describe them differently, but those things just, I don't know, there felt like there was an appropriate through line that actually allows the sport of it all to be background, and allows this other narrative of family, of community, of commitment to one's neighbors, chosen family as well, because the goat's parents are no longer with us, to me, those messages were so loud that they kind of, overshadowed what I felt like I, did not know or did not have direct experience in terms of the sports piece of it. But a question I have for you, because one of the things that I was challenged by with the film, and this is not a spoiler, I promise, is the style of animation.
Okay.
And in particular, the style of animation in relation to those voices that we heard coming out of them. Some voices which are super notable and identifiable, such as a Jenifer Lewis, such as I think a Gabrielle Union, such as a Leslie Jones. I don't know. I don't watch Stranger Things, so I don't know Caleb's voice like that. Maybe people knew. No shade. I thought the lead was Steph Curry. I didn't know that. No,
that boy did not sound like that man.
No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. But I was like, oh, he sound real young. Anyway, but I say that to say the style of animation. I don't know. It did not feel like the right one for this story and for these voices. But I don't know if that's just me. How did you take the animation style? Because it's not Zootopia's style, for example.
It's interesting you brought Zootopia up because naturally we're coming into a world of animals just like Zootopia was, and that was something for me that I was like, this feels like what they would call a side quest in Zootopia, where we're getting a very specific experience of characters within Zootopia.
I can see that.
But yes, to your point about the animation style itself, that was the first thing that caught my eye because when the film opens up, I forget what that opening frame was, but I remember looking at a lot of the details of things and like the literal like drawing animation had a lot of texture to it, and it had like a lot of, you could kind of see the brush strokes at some points, which reminded me that these were the same filmmakers behind Spider-Verse, because that was an animation style that was very noticeable and like brought a lot of character to that film itself. Another movie that came to mind was I want to say it's a Shrek spinoff.
Puss in Boots?
Puss in Boots. Yes, the last Puss in Boots had a very distinct animation style that kind of looked similar to that too, that I really appreciated. So like I think you're talking to the like animation of it, but I think I'm talking to like the drawing of it. But that was something that I noticed too. But also a lot of the characteristics and like the movements, which is what I think you're speaking to about like how we know these voices to be and how they move in real life versus like how they were literally animated in the film, was something that was a bit offset to me, because I was like, when the person says this, I know what they would look like in real life doing this, and this isn't exactly dialed into them. But there were instances where they were like, there was a moment when Gabrielle Union's character did or said something. I was like, oh yeah, I see what they did there, because that was probably something they literally did a 1-to-1 ratio of in that. But yeah, that is a good point, because a lot of that did not feel kind of native to the people we know, which I think goes to the point of like casting such familiar voices and distinct voices, because like these are voices that are not only famous people, but these are people whose voices, the reason why they're famous is kind of a part of because of how they sound. And so when you hear Jenifer Lewis' voice, you know Jenifer Lewis' voice.
Well, so this brings up a good point that my boyfriend mentioned, who is a filmmaker and, getting into animation, which was, he challenged me in whether or not my thoughts on the animation were because I am, foisting human, sensibilities. I want to see more human-like. I want to see the mouth of the goat move like a human's mouth would to wrap around a certain word. Or Jenifer Lewis, I'm expecting the mouth to do a certain kind of thing because she's saying it this way, but it's an animal. And so, you know, so he brought that up to me, and I was like, oh, that's a really, that I would not have thought that is, you know, possibly what's showing up there. But it was something like that where, into the part of your latter point, where it did pull me out at moments. And I don't know if it is the style itself, or if it's you know, bringing that, you know, like my boyfriend was mentioning, or something else. But that was something that impacted my viewing experience, because it's not the same. It's more Puss in Boots in style than it is, you know, Spider-Verse in animation style. And so, yeah, but that was just a thought I had that I wanted to ask you about.
And to that point, like, that was also something, your boyfriend bringing that up is because that was, I felt like the filmmakers didn't really make a decision one way or the other, because on one instance, we're getting like these anthropomorphic versions of these characters, but then they're going back to like walking on their hooves like animals.
Oh,
so
my
it's
God.
Just like, pick one. Like,
oh my
what
God.
are we doing? Are we doing the version of animals that look like humans, or are we doing the version of animals that are like moving like animals? Because like while I did love a moment where Gabrielle Union's character is coming out of bed, and like the bed is actually, you know, we find out ledge, like a branch.
Yeah.
Because her character is a panther as opposed to like a regular bed. But then it was like, okay, cool, that's cute. But then they get up and they start crawling around. I'm like, okay, what we pick one.
I didn't mind that. And with that character, but there is a shot in which I don't know who plays the character, but the big horse, the main villain or whatever.
Oh, Aaron P. That's Aaron Pierre's character.
Oh, that's Aaron Pierre Mufasa. Okay,
yeah.
so
Maine.
Mufasa's character, Maine. There's a scene where they're competing on the streets. I'll describe it like that. Yes,
yeah.
And that character goes from standing erect to what you're talking about to, you know, all fours.
Yeah.
And it took me out. But because of the character design is what took me out specifically, not the fact that the character would go on all fours like that.
Like, are we doing Lion King or are we doing Zootopia? Like,
you felt like, okay, so you felt like it was like a blurring of lines that didn't quite work for you. Okay,
yeah, I needed one or the other. Like, we're already in an animated world that we're suspending belief in. So
I can see that. I can see that.
Yeah.
I can see that. Yeah, you know, overall though, it's a movie where it's not offensive. You know, I did, and maybe I'm just in a particularly emotional state. I did get a little misty-eyed at the end. But I'm a sucker for, you know, people coming together, standing for community. You know, I'll do stuff like that. So
speaking
of
community, one thing that I did appreciate was like the sport itself. It was a co-ed sport without any. They had no need to explain why the men or women or femme or masculines were playing on the same team and like equal levels. It just was, and I really appreciated that. And I was like, what's the last time I saw like a sport shown in this way? I was like, oh, it's actually an animation. And I thought about Space Jam, like how all the characters were just playing on teams together. Like you had Lola and Bugs on the team, and there was no separation of sexes, which I appreciated. Like, it just doesn't matter.
I'm so glad you invoked the name of Space Jam, actually. I don't know why that didn't come up for me, because in the same way that, like, you know, in Space Jam, when they go to the other world to play, that is very much so Roarball, right? Yeah. Where it's like it's not in NBA rules. Okay, it's all kinds of stuff, and that's such a great thing to pull up. It's non-human. It's just the animals, you know, just the animals.
And in the same way that in Zootopia 2 specifically, where we got to see the map and the different regions of areas and like the environment shift and change with that, we got to see that here in GOAT, which I appreciated. Like I was like, oh, we get to see what different areas look like for different animals. Like the land animals had a very specific look, and the frozen winter animals had their specific look, and the courts kind of like portrayed that, kind of like when you see, well, you probably aren't on this side of the internet, but there was a time in like the Tumblr days or even like kind of recent AI days where people will use they'll use AI to like reimagine different sports stadiums based on the mascots or the regions. And so like the Miami Dolphin Stadium will be like an aquarium beachside, or like the Eagle Stadium would be like an eagle's nest. That's a lot of what that felt like, where they were like imagining what these different worlds looked like. And I appreciate that. That was really fun and very like, oh, look at what this looks like. So yeah, that was a good characteristic.
Okay. Yeah, it's a fine movie. You know, it's not one of those that you know is necessarily going to engender deep cultural criticism, you know, but it was a fine time for me, and like I said, it did hit on my emotionals. And so, any other existing thoughts you want to hit on before we get to our seated, skip it, or stream it recommendation?
Yeah, how did you see this movie? Like, what was your theatrical experience like in the film? Like, were there kids around? Like, were people rowdy? Was there any type of reaction you noticed?
I was, you know, one of two parties in my theater. I was a party of one, and the other party was a family of 4 or 5, something like that. 2 parents and 3 young kids. I'd say all under the age of 10, probably. And they enjoyed it. You know, the kids were, you know, laughing a lot more than I was, which is what you want, you know, for this. But there were also a couple moments where I felt like what I heard was, you know, one of the parents laughing as well. And so, you know, this is the kind of that's what you want with a movie like this. You want the kids to be entertained, and you want the parents to be like, you know what? I didn't mind, you know, spending $25 per child, you know, for that experience. And so we were the only ones in the theater. But that also is the, you know, saw it in the middle of the week, on its second week, because it's been out for a little bit by the time we're recording now.
Yeah, makes sense. Well, you know, I'm someone who, like, when I go to the movies, especially kids' movies, I like to go at the time where I think the peak audience for this film will see it. So I went on a Saturday at like 1 o'clock to the theater where I know the families go, because I was like, with kids' movies, I want to see if this actually lands on kids. And the first thing I noticed is that it was a very thin audience. Like, there weren't as many people in the seats as I would have hoped would be for opening weekend for this film, which was like, dang. But for the ones that were there were like maybe 4 other families like sprinkled throughout the theater. And it didn't seem to hold the attention of the kids, at least that were nearest me, because they were just like running up and down the rows and just like not attentive to the film. And I was like, oh, that I think says something about this movie potentially. But you said the kids in your screening were a bit more engaged. So maybe it's just one of those movies where your mileage will vary. So yeah, cool. We can jump right on over to our next seated stream it or skip it if you want to tap that.
Yes, let's do it. I'll seat it, stream it, or skip it. This is, you know, our episode recommendation. And I will start and say, I think it is a beautiful stream it. Why not?
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I also say stream it. I don't know that it's worth the $25 for 5 kids type of movie, but if you're at home and it's streaming, put it on for the kids. They'll find their way to it. Like it's especially if your kids love basketball or sports, they'll be into this movie. So yeah. Okay,
beautiful. Let's move into our critic spotlight. First up, we've got our Rotten Tomatoes scores. Okay, the tomato meter. So this is the critics. 82% is what they have given it. That's 56 people rating it fresh, 12 rating it rotten. And then the popcorn meter, so this is the audience, 93%. So almost 10%, a little more than 10% difference. And so audiences, that I would say that's probably families and their children, they're enjoying it.
Yeah, nice. I will notice the numbers that you put out there with just like 56 and 12 critics seeing it. Like, while the number's high, it's like not many people actually saw this one. That's only what, like 60, 70 critics actually went to see the movie.
It is animated. You know, the animateds don't, you know, because I also just feel like who I wonder about the audience for an animated film review versus an audience for a non-animated film review. You know what I mean? Like, do parents care what the critics think about whether or not they should take their child? You know,
it's a kids movie, Pete.
You know, so yeah. And then we have our Black Critic Spotlight. This week we are going to highlight Korey Coleman from DoubleToasted.com. It's a Black independent show with, quote, humorous discussions on movies, pop culture, and strange happenings around the world. And Korey says, quote, the animation and art direction in GOAT are gorgeous. The story is just there as a one-word joke.
Oh, true. And honestly, we didn't even get to like the fact that it's called GOAT. We didn't even touch on it. Which is greatest of all time.
Yeah. And he's a goat, but he's an actual goat. Yeah.
Yes.
What
they call it, double entendre if you're a rapper.
Sure. So shout out to Korey. That will do it for our Black Critic Spotlight this week.
Yes. All right. Well, we're going to take a quick break and we're going to come back with our Black Cinema Games. Back again, and now it's time for my favorite segment this week and every week, Black Cinema Games.
Pew, 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 pew.
Hold up now. You over there acting like
I'm ready, okay? I'm ready. I'm ready for the challenge ahead, okay?
No, when we went out, you tried to act like I'd be setting you up when you have actually swept the past two games.
Yes, but I gotta stay on guard, okay?
That's right.
Because you know, if I stay ready, I ain't gotta get ready. Amen.
Can't never get too comfortable. I know that's right.
Okay.
Well, today we're returning to one of my favorites, 5 on it.
I got 5 on it.
Yes. And so, since we've got a stacked cast of Black voice actors with GOAT, I figured we would go down their resume and play a little game. Yes. I'm going to give you clues about a role each of them have played, and you have to guess the movie from the clue.
Oh, you know I love a clue. Okay, great.
Yes. And we have 5 rounds of that.
Okay, 5.
And if you need, I can dip and give you more clues, but I think it's going to be a pretty fun and easy game for you. Well, hopefully easy.
Okay, let's see. I'm down. Let's do it.
All right, so are you ready for round 1?
Round uno, let's go.
Round 1, I'm going to call this the reigning queen question.
Okay.
And it's Gabrielle Union based. So, before Gabrielle Union was voicing Jet, the absolute queen of the Roarball Court, she was terrorizing the hardwood in one of the most iconic Black sports movies of all time. In the year 2000, Gabrielle Union played Shawnee, the high school rival who tried to steal Quincy's attention away from Monica in what classic film? This is really easy. We're starting off hella easy.
Are we? Because you did a twist on me. I was so certain I knew the movie until you said the character name, and I was like, "Oops, wrong one."
Do you need more clues?
Yes.
So this is a 3-word title, and it has an ampersand right in the middle of it, like last week.
Ampersand.
Yes.
Oh! I forgot she was in this movie.
My God, today.
I think. Is this the right movie? Love and Basketball?
Yes.
Okay.
Ding, 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 ding.
I forgot she was in that movie. I'm so sorry.
This is the easiest one on here.
I'm so sorry.
People at home are like, nah, Tre'vell.
No, because the people at home, y'all know that those first couple sentences, we thought something, and then you said the character name, and I was like,
you thought who was
whatever.
I'm trying to be the surrogate voice of the people at home.
Whatever.
Anyway, Gabrielle Union, she's been a menace on the court since Y2K, child. So,
Okay.
yes.
Okay. So
You got 1 point on the board.
shout out to the me. Okay. Next round dose.
Round 2, and we're calling this the mother of the booth. And this is going to be about Jenifer Lewis, of course. All right. We absolutely cannot talk about the cast of GOAT without giving flowers to the mother of Black Hollywood herself, Auntie Jenifer Lewis. Now, she is no stranger to blessing the animation booth with those legendary vocals. In 2009, Jenifer Lewis voiced the iconic swamp-dwelling voodoo-practicing fairy godmother Mama Odie in what history-making Disney animated film? Come on, you got this one.
Princess and the Frog.
Yes, ding, 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 ding. We love that. So between Mama Odie and her rolling gold, I mean, Auntie Jenifer is the undisputed queen of giving animated animals the read of their lives, if I do say so myself.
That's so funny.
Yes.
That's so funny.
and that's Jenifer with one N for the people at home.
Absolutely.
Jenifer Lewis.
Absolutely. Get it right. Okay.
Yes.
Her book is
All
so
right,
good,
so-
FYI. If you want to, the Mother of Black Hollywood, her book is so good.
And I also would recommend the audiobook of that because
Absolutely.
she voices it and it's absolutely her voice.
It's so good. Okay, test 2 out of that's 2 out of 2 thus
Two
far.
for two. Now I think it's time to dial things up a little bit because it's been a little easy on you. It's been a little easy.
See how the
You ready for round
anti-blackness
3?
shows up? Y'all see how the anti-blackness shows up? Yes, I'm ready for number 3.
All right, this category is called the timeline chokehold. All right, so we just talked about Aaron Pierre stepping into his villain era as main attraction, a hating-ass animated horse. But let's take it back to the live-action role that recently had the entire timeline in a bit of a collective chokehold, if I do say so myself. In 2024, Aaron Pierre went viral for playing Terry Richmond, a former Marine who absolutely dismantles a corrupt small-town police force using martial arts and intense eye contact in what hit Netflix thriller? We right over there in your streaming world, so you should know this one, Tre'vell. It's a 2-word title.
First of all, you watch your mouth.
You love these streaming movies. And he was a strong black lead in this one.
Yes. I got it.
You sure?
I am sure. Rebel Ridge.
Yes, all right. Word, look at you. 3 for 3.
I just had to search my hippocampus, but it was back day. It was back day.
I guess. So main attraction might be a hater, but Terry Richmond, child, he was a hero to the people and the girls.
I
and
enjoyed
the
that
gays
movie.
alike.
I enjoyed
Yes.
that movie.
We thank him and his beautiful eyes for his service.
Okay.
Moving right along, round 4. We're calling this category the EGOT of the animal kingdom. All right.
Now, who is this?
We spent the whole game talking about the heavy-hitting mammals on the Roarball court, so it's only right we give a shout-out to the insects. Jennifer Hudson is giving literal mother energy as Will's mom in GOAT, but this isn't the first time she starred in a movie with a winged creature right there in the title. Back in 2008, back in 2008, because we ain't got to 2028 yet.
Okay.
J. Hud played Rosaline alongside an absolute Mount Rushmore of black female talent, including your fave Queen Latifah, Alicia Keys, and Sophia Okonedo, in what civil rights era drama that just so happens to have a pollinating insect in the title?
What? Oh, no, I got it. Oh, with the little white girl. Secret Life of Bees.
Yes! All right, come on, Tre'vell. You got 4 on the board. Come on, look at you.
You almost got me because I thought we were talking about animated, and I was like, oh, I have no clue. No clue.
From the beehive to the barnyard, mother's gonna secure that bag, ain't she? Even if that bag is a Louis Vuitton.
Yes. Oh, what a great movie.
I did love that movie.
What a great
I love that movie.
Oh,
I mean, and J. Hud, she is Oscar winning, but she got some pretty good titles under her belt, if I do say so.
She got some bad ones too.
I.e. Cats, which was almost going to be chosen, but I was like, I'm not bringing Cats into this conversation.
I appreciate that because I ain't seen it.
Ooh, she played Grisabella, I think.
Something like that.
We got 1 round left.
Okay.
And of course, we cannot round out this conversation without bringing in the leading man. All right.
Uh-oh.
So, Caleb McLaughlin. This is actually going to be the hardest of them all. Caleb McLaughlin is out here playing a literal farm animal with hoop dreams. But a couple of years ago, he was out in biblical times causing a completely different kind of chaos. In 2024, Caleb played the deeply unserious character Dirty Zeke alongside Lakeith Stanfield in what biblical epic comedy directed by James Samuel? This is the hardest one in the batch.
It's not hard because you might as well just go on and call Alphaba because we call this a sweep, okay? Okay? The name of the movie is The Book of Clarence.
Oh, look at you. Come on, 5 for 5. Pew, 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 pew.
It's me.
Tre'vell, you are the only one out here still banging the gavel for
So if
Wicked,
you care to find me, look to the west. Okay, I ain't that.
Right.
Come on.
You did. You got 5 points again.
I forgot he was in that movie. I forgot he was in
too.
that movie until you said
thought it'd be
Lakeith.
hard.
I was like, oh. And James Samuel. I actually really, the Book of Clarence, I know people feel various ways about it. I did not hate the movie, and I love the soundtrack. Like the score and the soundtrack, so good.
Yeah, I'm on the other side of the spectrum where I did not enjoy that movie. But speaking of James Samuel, I did love The Harder They Fall. I thought that was a really good movie.
That was good.
All right, so that's going to wrap up this week's Black Cinema Games. Tre'vell, you got 5 on the board again.
Woo.
Next week, I think I'm going to go ahead and dial this back up so we can make this a bit more challenging for you. But
That's
if those of you were at home playing along,
it's still
tell
Black
us how you
History
did
Month.
in the comments. It is still Black History Month. Indeed it is. We're, I think, probably rounding it out at the point this episode comes out. But yes, we would love to know how you all did and share your favorite animal or sports themed movies in the comments below, and we will see y'all in the next beat. All right, Tre'vell, let's wrap us out. What we doing last?
Now we're going to get into our Good Vibes Only segment. These are our recommendations that we provide to you every single week. And we both have music recommendations this week. I will get us started if you don't mind. The latest album that I know most people are discussing comes from a one Jill Scott. And all of that. I get it. I understand. I haven't
Big
quite
bra
yet.
energy.
I haven't quite. That's wild. I haven't fully listened to the album yet, but another album that came out recently, a surprise dropped album that I think you all should check out, is called Petal Rock Black, and it is the latest album from Willow.
Oh,
yes,
really?
Formerly known as Willow Smith. Or also known as Willow Smith. And so it is a completely self-produced album. It's another offering in this like jazz fusion space. And it has a number of tracks that I was like, oh yeah, let me add this to the playlist. But it is different. Like if you didn't vibe with the last album she did that she won a Grammy for, if you didn't vibe with it, you probably won't vibe with this. But if you were with it, then it could be right up your alley.
I am so glad you brought that up because I had no idea this drop, but you said it was a surprise drop. And I'm the people who, in the hive of the folks who love that last album.
Okay, great.
Pathogen, I believe it was.
Same.
Man, Big Feelings, like that was my jam. Yes.
So good. Yes.
Even The Fear Is Not Real, that was one I loved on there. I love that song. Okay, I'm absolutely going to press play on that. So I love that you brought this into the conversation.
And what is your recommendation, your Good Vibes Only?
So, as you mentioned, my recommendation is also in the music world. Now, y'all know, well, maybe you don't know actually, but my good vibes are being brought to you by the UK girlies Flow, which I am a huge fan of, which I don't know that I actually talked about publicly. So this may be my coming out of sorts, if you will. Now, listen, I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. I've been 10 toes down since day one-ish with them. You know, I wasn't across seas, but by the time they came over here, I was literally in the building at the Fonda in LA for their first US tour. And if you know me, then maybe you would know that like I had that In My Bag remix that they did with Glorilla on like repeat. It was in heavy rotation when it dropped. So for the uninitiated girlies, Flow is the British R&B trio, including Georgia, Stella, and Renee. They're like, I would say, single-handedly trying to revive that like pure 90s Y2K girl group energy. And we're talking like the vocals, we're talking harmonies, we're talking face cards, like they're serving all the things. And this week, the girlies went on down to DC and graced the NPR Tiny Desk. And let me tell you, they absolutely ate no crumbs. Like, it was a good Tiny Desk. The mics were on, the vocals were hitting right where they needed to sit. And we have to take a second to talk about their background singers, because I think that is like a lost art sometimes. Artists don't really bring in the right blend of background singers to really bring that, you know, oomph to a performance. And they had two girls and a guy as their backgrounds, and they understood the assignment. They had everything down pat. Tre'vell, I don't know if you saw this yet, but I highly recommend you're going to check this out. They're fresh off of their All Access tour, and they ran through like all of their hits, like Cardboard Box. I'm gonna put it in a cardboard box, and AAA. Yes, and even blessed us with some unreleased heat like Therapy at the Club. And I was like, yes, get the girls back in the club. And they also played, I think the title of the song is Hater Booth. But if you haven't watched it yet, do yourself a favor, pull it up on YouTube. This is something that you all can just press the link down in the description box and check out, and let them serenade you. They did exactly what needed to be done. And I will say that like of all the Tiny Desks that have come out this year, this is definitely like one of my top 5. And there have been some really good ones in 2026 so far already. So that's gonna be my recommendation. Flow's NPR Tiny Desk concert. And yeah, that's gonna do it for me.
Beautiful. I have not seen it. I will check it out. Jill Scott also released a Tiny Desk in this moment as well. So that'll do it for this week, beautiful people. As always, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, spread the word, tell a friend about these wonderful cultural criticism conversations we are having over here about Black movies. And also movies that I guess ain't Black, okay? And we are so grateful for you all joining us. As always, you can leave this stuff down there in the comment box. You can also email us directly at holla@seatedshow.com.
Yes, and follow us in all the places, just not in real life, at Seated Show, and we will holler at y'all then. See you at the movies.
Double on the not in real life, okay?
If you enjoyed this episode, share with a friend. If you're watching us on YouTube, give us a like and tap that subscribe button. And if you're listening, give us a 5-star rating and review us in your podcast app or wherever you're tapping in today. It'll really help folks find us as we grow. Seated is an independently funded production, and your support can help us go further. Consider becoming a card-carrying member of the Seated Movie Club at seatedshow.com/join, where we'll bring you more of this popcorn-worthy content, special events, and more. And how do we do all that we do? Well, you know it's not by ourselves. Our theme music was created by Buckroll and animation by Ashung Adi, with creative consulting by Jade Fox and publicity support by House of Heralds. This week's episode was edited by me, Ray Love Jr. Seated is a co-production of Slay Jean and 5011 Media. It's hosted and produced by Tre'vell Anderson and Ray Love Jr. and filmed on location at the Walk Good Yard. See you at the movies. Holla!
Skincare is important.
Yes.
Here.
But today is given soft and supple.
Soft and supple. Yes.
What queen is that?
Heidi in Closet. Yes.
Yeah.
Our queen. Our country queen.
Truly country.
Okay. I love it. Okay.